McGuire, were you?
No, I'm an Army officer, but...
Oh, okay. Oh, we're back.
Must be a good one.
How are you and Al?
He's not here today.
Yep.
Well, hurt.
I'm going to take a few pictures.
My socks aren't showing, are they? There's the not smile, is that the whole thing?
Yeah.
You must do a little more. Alex, you must do a little more. Shoulder, arms. Company in 2 ranks. Left, face.
Thank you so much.
Forward, march. Right, march. Halt. Front. Yeah. Left one. 12:45 right out front. Everybody join us over there, please. The company is dismissed. It'll be huge. Ow. It'll be huge. You're up. So you're going to come in. Somebody else? You need a lift, Rob? Hold on. Did you know who's on?
It's actually part of my ball gown. The top is a piece that comes down to long points and then it's off the shoulder. But I wanted to wear the jacket and I thought, oh, why can't I just wear the skirt? What the heck?
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
But back
But
then
they would have used baleen
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
whale if they could get it. Otherwise,
Right.
they used animal bone, you know, just to give it a stiff fabric.
Right, something to push it.
It's crazy, huh?
Oh, yeah, back then, I mean,
One event I went to, there was a girl standing next to me, and we just wind up talking and all. And it's funny because she had on like a strapless dress, real short, real tight, and a photographer came and took a picture, and they wound up putting it in the paper, and they said back then and now, and it was so true. There was such a difference in
my
the
God,
way
they didn't
we
even go
dressed
to
now.
bed like that.
Oh no, right? You're right. It was kind of funny though.
Yeah.
Learn simple math, addition, subtraction.
Put out your hand. This is the penny that you use today. Now I'm in period, so I have to do it this way. This is the penny that you use today. Am I right? Would you like to see the penny that I use? This is an 1829 1-cent piece.
Wow. Huge.
This is an 1864, and don't laugh.
Sorry.
That's all right. 2-cent piece.
I laugh in the
Isn't that
breeze.
crazy?
Look on the back. Oh, bye. Thanks. I get people when I say 2-cent piece, they say, really? And they start snickering.
So a 1-cent piece, a 2-cent
They
piece.
see, hold them
Now what?
flat out. All right. This is your penny today. This is an 1829 penny. This is an 1864 2-cent penny. Now, this gets a lot of people. This is an 1835 half-cent.
A half
cent.
penny.
Half cent. Not half penny, half cent.
Okay.
Back then, back in 1829, I can buy equivalent today of $25 worth of food with this penny.
Wow.
Gosh.
When you could go into a store and buy 2 jars of jam for 1 cent, a single person, normally, because they didn't have preservatives back then, it was all naturally made, they would go bad if the top was cracked because they were canned, right, jar can. So what they did, they came up with a ½ cent so that a single person could only buy 1 jar of jam instead of buying 2. So they came out with a ½ cent.
Neat.
Now, are you any good at math? All right.
Not really.
You just shook your head, yeah. Are you any good at math?
They're fine at math.
All right, this is 1829. How old is this penny?
100 and something years old.
Oh, I can say more. I can say 100 and something. 1929 would be 100 years old. 2029 would be 200 years old.
And it's 20.
2000.
Okay.
That's a 2009. It's another 80 years.
Wait.
Then add whatever it is till now. 96.
It's 190,
Not quite 200.
184, I think.
Okay, yeah.
This coin here is very special to me. My son, which is past at the age of 4, I got him at 10. He passed at 34 back in 2011. I took him out hunting, and him and another kid was so loud that I couldn't find anything. We couldn't find anything to hunt. And I found this in a motorcycle trail.
Where?
On a motorcycle trail down by my house.
That's awesome.
I picked it up, thought it was a disc from the part from the motorcycle. And my subconscious mind kept telling me going to it. I kept rubbed it, and come to find out, 1829 penny. You can
You found that. That's awesome.
look at the rest.
I'm a big coin thing, so I love coins. This is fascinating.
1835.
Isn't that cool?
So you got a 1 cent,
I have a 1 cent,
a 2
2
cent,
cent,
and a half.
and a half cent, or 2 cent and then a half cent.
2 cent.
And this is today's penny.
Neat. So neat.
I show these to a lot of kids because they don't never get to hold history in their hand. They can go to a museum and see it and take
I love
class.
it. Oh, I just love it.
So I take it out. I show them.
That's
I
cool.
show
Thank
them.
you very much.
Yes.
But I don't let them get too far.
No,
Oh, gosh,
I would not either.
President Lincoln deserves all the eulogy that can be bestowed upon him, as he is an honorable man who seeks to rule for the benefit of this country and not himself.
But you know, I'm a politician and a lawyer, and I can't resist the opportunity to speak. Being in New Jersey is a rare occasion for me. I do have some roots here. My great-grandfather, Mordecai, owned a grist mill in Monmouth County.
So when you got where you were going,
Last year.
you have our.
Yeah.
I want a picture so bad. It's a good chance.
What's either thing for you?
George?
I have no idea. So yeah.
Take a look inside the station. It's pretty cool. Go inside. They got a riveted telegraph thing in there.
I know some guys that were around the Sons of Union veterans, older guys. They're in their, probably I want to say 80s, where when they were doing this early on, they were using original Civil War surplus. They were
GAR.
GAR, yeah. They were buying muskets out of a warehouse in Philadelphia. They were still in the grease. These were like original muskets that had never been used, and they were crated up in a warehouse. And somebody bought the whole stock of surplus Civil War leather gear, and they were using this stuff. Kids were playing with these muskets, throwing them on the ground.
What you're saying is true, because the rifle we had, they had to take the firing pins out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that.
I remember as a kid, we had a barrel with muskets in it. They were all original muskets, and we used to play with them. You know, like they were in a barrel in the basement, and they banging them around and busting them on the. Never thought twice about what they could be worth someday, or even what they were. I'd like to have it's like the baseball cards that you stuck in your spokes when you were a kid. You wish you had every one of them back. That Mickey Mantle that went down the street. Oh my God.
And I are going to go.
When my jet fly, chitty crack cold and I don't care. Chitty crack cold and I don't care. Chitty crack cold and I don't care. My master's gone away. They laid him under a cinnamon tree. His epitaph is there to see. Beneath the stone I'm forced to lie. The freedom of the blue tail fly. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. My master's gone away.
Let's do it again. What do you call hogs without any legs?
I don't know.
Anybody know what you call a hog without any legs?
Not a clue. Never heard this.
It's a groundhog, of course.
Charge, finish! Shoulder, arms. Order, arms. Now this was pretty good for them to put down an insurrection in the city. It would scare the public, but not an opposing soldier. Shoulder, arms. Company, order, arms. All right, prime. Soldier had to reach into his cap box, which is on his belt, put this percussion cap, which was a little charge of fulminated mercury that when struck with the hammer would make a spark, and then the musket would ignite. Load. Each man had to go to their cartridge box, pull out a cartridge. It contained the powder and the bullet. He'd have to ram the cartridge down the barrel and use the rammer from his musket. Tamp that shell down. And now he's ready to fire. Turn to your right. The order would be ready, aim, fire. Shoulder, arm. Order, arm. So imagine regiments, anywhere from hundreds to nearly 1,000 men would fire those rounds. Creates a lot of confusion, plus you would have artillery. Corporals would return to the ranks. During the battle, you would expect to have, on the average, 10% of your men become casualties on an average. Sometimes it was more, sometimes it was less. Yeah, this is Rick Marine. You'll notice on his shoulder, he has crossed axes. He's a company pioneer. A gentleman like him would go out when we'd go into camp, start cutting up wood so the boys would have firewood. If we need to make breastworks, he's the man that we would rely on. Each company had a couple of these men they call pioneers. They were expert in their field at being able to get the firewood. When we had to make winter camp, trim logs for huts and whatnot. You'll notice they have these two stripes. They are the corporals of a company. The corporals led sections of men. They were responsible for their men in the immediate ranks. A full company would have 8 corporals. And that group of 8 would have about 10 to 12 men that they took care of. They answered to the sergeant, of which there were 5 in a company. The first sergeant would report to the officer. During a day when we were in camp, I would be doing paperwork. The sergeant would basically have control of the company. He'd take the men out to drill by company. He'd make sure everybody was well. He did the roll calls, he did the sick calls. He reported back to me how the health was of the soldiers in the ranks. I would write reports. I would meet with our battalion commander. We would learn the drill tactics. And it was pretty arduous. Men return to your ranks. Company, shoulder, on. The basic formation. What we had to do is learn to turn to the right and the left and make column forward. Company, right, face. We're able to compact the men and make the columns and lines smaller. Front. Left, face. Front. Now if we had our line of men, left wheel, march. Halt. Now we can meet the enemy that's to our flank. If they were on our right flank, I could bring the boys back around. Right wheel, march. Company, halt. Hey, shoulder on, or order on. Stop by the camp, we're going to go. So thank you for coming out today.
And we'll see you soon. Company, shoulder hard. In 2 ranks, left face.
87 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation.
Here on the right, we have playing banjo, Jim Kramer, fabulous banjo player. And this is Mark Uza, our friend who plays the bass, Captain Mark Uza. Actually, I should have saluted him, I think, when I addressed him. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, we have in our band the finest guitarist the world has ever seen. His fingers fly like quicksilver over the strings. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today, so instead we have Rich Mendoza filling in for him, Captain Rich Mendoza. And my name is Brian Ross. I play the mandolin and sing and generally have a good time.
All by himself.
All by myself. I am by myself most of the time.
This next song is about a gentleman who came to America from Ireland in hopes of a better life, but he definitely picked the wrong time to be here because it was in the beginning of the Civil War, and when he got off the ship in New York, they said, take this rifle because if you want to stay here, you're going to fight for Mr. Lincoln. And it didn't turn out too well for you.